Good evening, everybody. On tonight's episode of Kicking It 316, we're going to start off with our Kick It or Pass It portion where we highlight shoes that are getting ready to release. We'll give you our opinion on those shoes. And then we're going to get to our It portion where we're going to deal with first the village. We're going to talk about Black people being fed up and coming together. We're also going to deal with You Know What the Answer Is. We'll dig into that. We're on Verdict Watch. And then let's get into Maxine Waters' recent comments. We're ready to kick it, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Kicking It 316. We live. Yo, what's up, everybody? DJ, man, you got any music you can drop for us, man? You got anything on the ones and twos, man?
I just dropped a little something. You can't hear it? You can't hear it? You can't hear it?
I can't hear nothing. I can't hear nothing, DJ. Let's see. Figure it out. Come on in, everybody.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, everybody, we working it out.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Nathaniel, you hear? You? I hear Nathaniel.
So you hear me, but Shay can't hear me.
I hear nothing.
Do you hear the music, Fab?
I hear the music. I hear you.
All right. So Jen says she hears it.
You hear it. Okay.
Shay, today's
Jen
not me, baby.
Hear it.
It ain't me
I
today.
Hear myself.
It's you today.
I hear myself. It ain't me. It's not me. I heard the music, man, and when you cut the music, I got cut, man. But it's all good. Juan says he hears all, sees all. So we're gonna rock and roll. Gio, man, go ahead and run with it, man, because all I hear is myself.
Yo, so let's just do this real quick. Shay, maybe just unplug and come back in. Can you hear me now? Unplug and come back in. All right. Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it is, whatever time it is for you. We are so thankful that you tuned in to Kicking It 316. We've got an awesome show for you tonight. We've got our boy Croc Kicks trying to fix his audio, and we got our guest host, Mr. Fab himself.
What up?
Fab, does Fab stand for fabulous? I don't know what's good, man.
It's people are taking it that way, but so I rock with it. Yep. If that's
whatever it is. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So listen, man, we're so excited and we're so thankful that she joined us today. I know that you're a busy person. You are a producer yourself. You just finished producing the our homecoming at Oakwood, and it was one of the best ones, the better ones we've had. And we want to say kudos, man, kudos. It was awesome to see Take Six receive their just due, and Coach Roddy, and y'all did a wonderful job, man. How was that like? The entire just working that thing out. How was that?
It was tiring, but it was fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. It was a lot of work put in and behind the scenes, and a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, but we made it work. We got a great team. We got working for OUBN, so everybody is good at what they do, and we all work like put the egos aside and just kind of work together.
Make it happen. Yeah, that's what's up. Shay, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear me. He fixed it. Yes, sir. Let me see if you hear this music. Hold on. Let me make sure we're all on the same page.
Let me see what you got on the ones and twos.
Lyles.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we back on it.
Okay.
All right, give us your intro. Come on. Introduce us, man.
Man, as always, man, it's Croc Kicks in the building. To my right, we have none other than the one and only B-O-L-O-U-S, man. It's good to have you, Fab, man.
Yeah.
And of course, the man that makes it all happen, the man who mutes my mic every now and then.
Mute you when you got to get muted, baby.
All the way from the bottom. Mr. Gio, and we in here, man. Thank you all so much for hanging in here and coming on live again. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the share. We want folk to come into the building and hear what's going on. Big shout out to Nathaniel Lyles, Reverend
Nate,
the Reverend.
Good to see you, Reverend Juan, man. Good to see you, man. You always come through. J Pat, it's good to see you. Tashana, it's always good to see home team. Good evening, everybody. If you're in the building, just go ahead and put a comment, and we would love to give you a little shout out, man. This week has been a good week, man. I know it's Monday, but it feels It feels like a Wednesday, man. This weekend was busy, but it was a good weekend, man. I heard everybody talking about the good job you did at for alumni, man. Fab, great
Praise
job. I
God, man.
know more great things are coming. Bishop Wells, man, Byron Wells in the building. I see you, my brother. Vera, a faithful, the Clemens, the daughter was
Clemens are good people.
baptized. Yes, sir. The daughter was baptized this Saturday, man.
Which one of the bishops did the baptism? Was that you? Was that the other bishop?
The bishop.
All right, because I know
Baptized. The bishop,
y'all got a super squad over there, man. You know what I'm saying?
They got a whole squad.
The whole squad, that's starting 5 and reserves. You know what I'm saying?
Maurice. Yeah.
Okay, home team is in the building.
Maurice, what's up?
Here. Man, listen, y'all.
Pompano, baby.
Man,
Pompano.
Florida deep up in here, Huntsville.
Pompano's in the house.
Hold me down. But Florida's in here deep, man. So it's good to be here, man. How y'all feeling? Y'all ready to kick this thing off?
Yo, can we do
Let's
it?
make it happen.
Yes. All right. We're gonna start off as we usually do with our kick it or pass it portion of the show. This is the part where we dig into these shoes and we show some shoes that are getting ready to release. Of course, these are not all the shoes that are dropping. These are some of them. And we wanted to do something special for the ladies. We want to do all my ladies, all my sneakerhead ladies. We got some kicks for the ladies. Ladies first. So and some of these are men's shoes too. Some of these are men's shoes too. They can go both ways. But we think these are really look good on the sisters. First, LeBron. LeBron Air Max 95s. Air Max 95 LeBrons. These are called home team. This is going to be a draw. All right. This draw begins on the 21st of April at 9 a.m. at a price point of $170. That means you enter yourself into the draw. If you do not hit, no money is taken. All right. But if you enter that draw and you are selected, that bread is gone.
Coming out. So make sure the bread is there.
Make sure it's there and make sure you can spend it. Listen, I know them stimmies might be running low.
Hey, right? Nate said he got his.
They said he got his.
He just got his.
Hey, Nate just got his. Hey, it's all glory, baby. It's all glory.
So listen, man, I'll start these off, man. Is this a shoe that I would kick or pass? You know, this is definitely a shoe that I would pass. There's just nothing I can do with Laker yellow and Laker purple. I can't do nothing with it. I don't have any Laker jerseys. I don't have any Laker hats. I can't do Nathaniel with it. I mean, and because I can do Nathaniel with it, I'm going to pass. Now, this is a shoe that obviously you can probably have some value on the resale market, but this is a pass for me. This is a pass.
Yeah. What about you, Fab?
All right. So, shoes are dope. They look they nice minus the colors. So I'm kind of with Shay on that. I know a certain family that lives in Florida right now. They would love to grab those up.
They'll grab them up. I was about to say you might be able to rock those at Madison. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can rock those at Madison and sit on the front row and be
exactly.
You're right.
Those are the only sneakers allowed on Sabbath at Madison. Come on, somebody.
Right.
You might even get to preach if you wearing those.
No, you might. Back in the day, you might be able to sit up on the
high place. Yo, Juan says I'm a big Laker fan, going after them for sure. Juan, are you a big Laker fan or are you a big LeBron fan? Let me know. Let me know in that comment section, man.
There's a difference there.
Everson says purchase it and send it my way.
Yo, you making
something to do with it. Everson, man,
you making big money. He's making big money.
Yeah, what's up, man?
With all them children you got, come on, you can afford those.
You out there in Central States making that long dollar, man.
Yeah, that long dollar.
Don't forget the brothers that held you down, man. Send us some bread, man. Juan says Laker fan, respect, man. My first name is Byron. My dad named me after Byron Scott, man. So I respect the Lakers. Gio, you gonna kick this or you gonna pass it, man?
I'm gonna pass him. It's just a pass. Where the ladies at though? I want to know.
Ladies, how y'all feeling? Is this a ladies edition?
Did we misbuild this section? Today's shoes? I mean, we thought we came correct. All right. No one is saying anything.
Okay.
They quiet.
They quiet
on this one. They ain't feeling it.
All right.
This is the second time, Gio. I've been following you And this is the second time I've been off with the ladies. I've been off with the ladies. This is not.
They come with the pass. They come with the pass.
Gio wanted this. Gio wanted this to be ladies.
Hold on, ladies. The next shoe's on me. The next shoe's on me.
What?
The next shoe is on me. All right, go ahead and introduce it, fam. Go ahead and introduce this. All right, thing.
Up next, we got the Air Jordan 1 Zoom Khalifa. Air Jordan 1 Zoom Khalifa. Now listen, y'all. This shoe is going to drop on the 22nd of April, 9 a.m., $140. And Laylee May. She's a world-renowned stylist and model. She teamed up with Air Jordan 1s and created a colorway inspired by her high school drill team. Listen, y'all, this is an Air Jordan 1. I love Air Jordan 1s now. Didn't always. There's a lot of pop to this shoe, a lot of details. I'm feeling this shoe, man.
As a man,
I know it has a lot of extra stuff on it, man. I know I got a little extra. This isn't a shoe that I would wear personally. But if I was a lady, right? Let me back up. No, that's all right.
Pause.
No, that's all right. This is a shoe I would get for my wife. I would get this shoe for my wife. Vera, what's going on?
They're going in.
What is that?
Dang, they're going hard.
Put a shoe up.
Yo, you know what? You're right, Shay. This was your shoe.
Listen, y'all. Are y'all serious? I'm not feeling this, man.
Yo, these shoes are butters, yo.
I kick those.
Sick. I'll kick those.
I'm kicking these hard, and the resale on these are going to be crazy.
Oh, bananas!
Yeah,
bananas.
Like the resale is going to be bananas. You can already tell. So I'll kick this. Gio, what you gonna do?
It's an easy kick.
Okay, fab.
Oh, I'm kicking them. Only thing is they got two different shades of green on here, so it's a little interesting. But
you know,
I kick them.
Hit me on that green.
Different kinds of green. All right, let's go. Let's go to the next one. Can we go to the next one?
Paul Pierce.
Yo, what about these? Now, I know. Y'all feeling these. Y'all got to be feeling these.
Go ahead, kick it off, Gio. I'll give you the. Want me to give you some information?
No, I got it. Let me see if I can. These are the SB Dunk High Pro Hawaii.
Okay.
This is also another draw, so that means that if you don't, if you only pay if you hit, they're gonna go on. The draw is gonna be on April 23rd at 9 a.m. Only $120. Someone said that these are going to be bought city, and I agree. If you're able to hit on these, you should hold on to them because those are going to be worth a lot of money. Those are dope. So for me, it's an easy kick. I don't know about you all. Well, what do y'all think?
Bad. What you feeling?
I'm not passing that. I'll pass that on to Brother Shay. Just go, yeah.
Listen, y'all, pull the shoe up again for me, please. Please pull the shoe up. They're not loving it.
Yo,
listen,
we are 0 for 3.
This is a very, very dope shoe. Can you pull the graphic? Listen, man, look at the colorway. I mean, the laces, they on hit. I mean, the detail in the swoosh, the Hawaii 5-0 vibes. I mean, the colors. This is a summer shoe that you can wear with some white.
I feel like sneezing looking at these.
The disrespect. Oh my god. Disrespect. Juan understands. Juan understands what time it is. Listen, Juan, you on the same page.
Yeah, this is another great resale. But listen, this is a shoe to add to the collection. I don't care, man. I'm rocking this. I'm kicking it. I'm not even if I get these. I would wear these. These joints.
So not even to resell, you'll keep them.
I'll keep these joints. Listen, who else gonna say they got these?
You have a nice outfit to go rock with it.
I'm about being different. I want to be different. I don't want to have on my feet what everybody else has. I want to be different. And when I like colors. I'm a Floridian. I like colors. I like to be loud.
All right. We the last one for sure, ladies. Now I know this is not just conjecture. I'm being for real now.
First of all, this was Gio. This was your idea to call this a ladies.
I know. I messed up.
Okay, you owning it. Okay,
I'm gonna own it. I can own it. I can own it. I thought that'd be with me. But this last one, now, if you went to high school in the '90s, in the mid '90s, this shoe was popular amongst the ladies. All right, it's a male shoe, but I believe that it was very popular, and I want to just put it up there. And I want to make sure. I want to see what y'all
coming for you, in the comments, man. They coming for you,
yo.
I know they are.
So this is literally just the Air Griffey Max. I mean, you can wear these with some nice jeans. You can wear these, I mean, with some khakis and some slacks. Those are just all around dope shoes. These are the Air Griffey, and they go for about $170. Who gonna say they don't like these?
So
who gonna say they don't like these?
So this is the thing. I love this shoe. That actually is not the shoe that's dropping. So I don't want anybody to get anybody to get upset looking for that. It's not the same colorway. It's the same silhouette, but the colorway is black and white. So just imagine this shoe, all black, all white, with no teal. And then instead of the 24, there's a 42 there, right? So 42.
Jackie Robinson number.
Jackie Robinson. These are the Jackie Robinson edition. These are the Jackie Robinson edition. It's okay. I mean, you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? You're not perfect. You're not perfect.
You gonna lay this at my feet now.
Just like you muted me. Just like you muted me.
Listen, you know the bottom line is these shoes are dope. I love the
in all colorways.
In all colorways. These were my actually particular favorite. Maybe that's why I put them up.
These dropped already. Yeah, absolutely right, Juan. With the Jackie Robinsons, the ones with the 42, those are gonna drop. And I'm kicking these every single day of the week. I'm gonna have to put a little biofreeze on my knees because these joints is heavy. These shoes are heavy. And I'm knocking on 40. I can't be wearing heavy shoes. But
get some salon pass.
This is a dope shoe, man. I'm kicking this.
Yeah, those are dope.
We got a couple kickers on it.
Yeah, all right. So the last shoe was, like I said, the last shoe was mine, right? So let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yo, but what about you, Fab? Are you kicking those?
These are anything Griffey's are like top 5 shoes of all time. So
for sure,
you gotta kick it. There's no way you can't.
I mean, anyone from our class, again, from when we were in high school, we're kicking those, the Charles Barkley's, the Iversons. I mean, those are like mainstays, and the Jordan 11. So, I mean, those Ken Griffey's, if you didn't have them in high school, bro, you wasn't saying nothing. And I love them.
You know what I'm just realizing?
What? Those are the shoes.
No, they're not the shoes. They're not the shoes.
Just making sure we're on the same page. They're not the shoes.
But I'm realizing that the bottom of those Griffey's are, and I know they're the 95s, Air Max 95 bottoms. I'm sorry, my ringer is on. So that's dope. That's a dope little addition to that. The bottom of that is the Air Max 95. It's the 2 bubbles and then the back bubble is very similar to the Air Max. Yeah, you see that? I know I'm late to the party. It just spoke to me, and I spoke to it. All right. So yeah, man, that's our kick it. That's a random thought of the day. That's like, oh, I like this swoosh. Is that leather?
Bro,
see how they switched that up? They went from suede.
I'm telling you,
leather.
There's
a lot of detail on this shoe, y'all. This is a
very much
every single day of the week.
Dope shoe.
All right, man. So now let's get into the it portion of the show. This is when we deal with the meat of the show, the things that are going on today in society, and we got a lot to discuss, a lot to get into, and we're gonna start off with the subject.
But before we get there, 9/16 or 8/16 just came by and went. We want to just encourage everybody to do us one favor: like, share, and subscribe.
Yo, the people been sharing now. I see 21 shares.
Yo, that's dope.
I'm feeling that.
Right,
that's a lot of love. That's a lot of love. We appreciate that. Let's keep liking. Let's keep sharing. So, stepping into this it portion, the subtitle. The Village. The Village. Gio, man, talk about the Village, man. What do we see? What's been going on, man?
Well, so the Village for me, man, is just it speaks a larger context. So, you know, it's our community, and I think that, and it's more than just being woke. I think this is more or less of real activism. People are just tired, and they're not about being disrespected because of our color. And so we call this the village because a couple weeks ago or last week, there was a young man in Columbia, South Carolina, who was walking in his neighborhood. I'm sorry. Right. And apparently, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Come on. Right.
Listen, bro, I ain't said nothing about no.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you. I know what you're thinking. I'm good.
Okay. Which shot you get?
I got the
JJ?
I got the Moderna. All right, no.
Okay, you legit. You legit.
Nah, you know how to get the Moderna. The Moderna's not legit. I got the Pfizer. Nah, they were trying to give that Johnson & Johnson in Florida. I was like, nah, I'm straight. Let me get me that Pfizer. All right, so back to what I was we were saying. It was in South Carolina, Columbia, and this young man was walking down in his neighborhood, and basically someone was complaining about him or whatever the case was, and this young lady to one person's house. I guess he's a drill sergeant in the Army there at Fort Jackson, and he came out very, very much aggressive, talking down to the young man, using foul language, shoved him a couple times. Someone said even off camera, he hit his phone to the ground and broke it. And when the police showed up, they really didn't do much. They didn't do much. They, gave the guy a citation, and the black man went on his way, even though witnesses had said that this young man had been assaulted by this white guy, right? And so the village for us tonight is just the reaction. So many times we have a lot of like social media activists, but in this case, like people was like, enough is enough. People showed up they pulled up from out of town. Mm-hmm. I was reading in the blogs. People were flying
I was there.
in.
Y'all ain't seen me?
People was flying in. They flew in, and literally they went and they protest this man in front of his house. Like you picked on this guy because he was by him. You perceived him to be weak, and he was by himself. Now his village showed up. What you gonna do? And just like most bullies, he stayed in his house, didn't come out, didn't say a word. Right? In fact, he had to leave his house under the cloak of darkness because he was afraid for the same fear he wanted to instill in the young man.
Well, they came and got him. Didn't they arrest him?
Yeah, well, that too. Well, he was arrested, but then he had to eventually leave. Yeah. So
then they took his wife into protection, like custody or witness protection, but they're not witnesses. They're not victims. So yeah, man, it's crazy.
And so
yeah, man. So let's talk about this village, man. Let's talk about this. Vera says, "Run scared." Go ahead.
Yeah, and there's been other instances now where like black folk are saying enough is enough, and we're just gonna be, we're gonna protect our own. And I think that it's a way to level the playing field. I think that for every one person that is intolerant in their belief, that we have a village of people that outnumber that one person, and I think that it's time that we pull together. Yeah, he was jailed, but he bailed out, and when he bailed out, he actually left his, he came home, got his stuff, and left his house because he was afraid for his life.
I think like a lot of people say, don't follow the crowd. I think in this case, like you got to follow the crowd. Like a lot of these cliches that we like to use all the time, they're good in certain circumstances, but like this circumstance, you got to follow the crowd. Like this is something I think a lot of people in like the civil rights era would have done.
Yeah,
this is it's coming back all over again. History repeats itself, and I think history right now is repeating itself. Yeah, because I think we as black folk in America, no matter if you come from the Caribbean, no matter if you come from another country, another continent, the skin color is still the same, and people don't like you just because of that. And I think we're just at that level where people are just done, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to let people know we're not taking it no more. Especially we're not this taking generation is just different on that level now.
Yeah, I mean, I really love this, man. This was a beautiful sight to me. The response of our people say enough is enough. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna support this young man who was taken advantage of, assaulted. All right, and we did it. We did it tastefully. We did it within the parameters of the law.
Mhm.
Nobody was ignorant. I mean, knocking on the, going and trying to get into their house. It wasn't
No
anything
fighting.
like that. That wasn't the energy that was there. It's like, listen, the days of you being a racist and being, be able to tuck in and be a racist is over.
Yeah.
We're gonna let your employers know that you are a racist.
Right.
We're gonna let the world know that you are a racist. And you can't just walk around going to the PTA, going to the YMCA, going to the grocery store as
To
if
the
you
HOA.
are to the HOA as if you are not a racist. You are a racist, and everybody's going to know. And we saw his boss's boss get on there, and let them know that we're going to pursue this to the full extent of the law. And I was so grateful to see our people pull together, because so often previously that wasn't the case. And that's one of the reasons why they were able to isolate us and pick on us, because we weren't there for each other. But to see the village rally together, I'm sure that there is true power, strength in numbers. It was a beautiful sight, man. It really was.
And I think it was Jen said enough is enough. We definitely are tired, and I think that we have to be able to build that community wherever we are, in the U.S. or wherever we are in the world. We have to be able to build this community where we're able to, as a village, rise up against these sort of injustices. I mean, if you saw the video just made me, I couldn't watch it. It was so upsetting, because you saw that the young man was very laid back. He tried to be deferential. He tried to be polite. He called him sir. The wife talked to him. He went to address the wife, and then the man, like this dude, like I don't know what he was on. He was on something, but like it was crazy. And there's a history. And I was watching. By the way, I was watching what was it? The show on CNN, The People versus the Klan. And y'all gotta watch that. Whenever you get a chance, The People versus the Klan, this black woman.
I think we're going to dig into that next week.
Next week, yeah.
If y'all have time, go ahead and check that out. It comes on CNN.
CNN, yeah. And there was a part in it where one of the historians was talking about how in America, white men have always been given a sort of license to police black men, and they feel very comfortable doing it. They will try to come in your face, tell you what you're doing, try to police your behavior. And back in slavery days, it was actually legislated. If a runaway slave was running around, these slave patrol, these white militias could literally arrest these slaves and treat them any kind of way, then return them to their slave owners. Well, that kind of behavior has been entrenched and has been passed down to the point where now people literally feel like they can talk to African American young men any kind of way, and that these young men don't have the right to respond back in kind gesture. They don't have the right to defend themselves. This guy lives in the neighborhood, from what I understand, and this man is telling him, leave the neighborhood. You don't belong here. Like, how do you say to someone in 2021 that you don't belong here? Like that's crazy.
Was he president for 8 years?
Yeah.
Or was it? He did two. No, he didn't do two.
No, who talking about Obama? Talking about Trump.
Trump.
Yeah, just one. Yeah, just one.
It felt like 8. Didn't it feel like 8?
It felt like 20.
But that's the climate, man, that we have been in. This hatred was just able to just be out in broad daylight. It was cool. Yeah. It was cool. And it's so sad, man. But one of the things I wanted to point out, Juan, he said we are all we got. All right. Nobody is about to help us if we don't help ourselves. Same way it takes a village to raise a child, it's going to take a village to protect our people. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Vera said they ran scared. Byron Wells admitted that he also echoed that he was in jail and that the military is about to come down on him too. And then J-Pat dropped in. Enough is enough. Enough is definitely enough.
Nate coming for you in the comments though, Crockett. He coming for you.
What Nathaniel said. I bet nobody was there wearing those ugly
They were.
Nike Hawaii.
They were.
They
They
ain't
were.
dropped yet. They ain't dropped yet. They ain't
Come
dropped
on,
yet.
Nate. Come on, man.
I know you ain't got no but some preacher shoes, man. Some penny loafers with a penny in there.
Nate rocks the monk shoes. He kills the monk shoes. Yeah. So Ron said it's a privilege they feel. Yeah. So yeah, man. And so some, you know, I just feel that energy, and I'm encouraged by seeing that. And if even throughout different media posts on social media, you'll see that a lot of these villages have been popping up lately.
Mm-hmm.
And
they've been everywhere.
Be careful.
And some not as peaceful. Some not as peaceful as some. Yeah. They saying try Jesus because I throw hands. All right, and we're not condoning that.
We're not.
That's one of the things I really appreciated about this pull up, that it didn't get violent. You know, they were there to let their voices be heard, and that's what we're supposed to do.
And one thing like just hit me is like they pulled up in a situation where a kid or somebody didn't die. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't just yeah. Go ahead, Fab.
It was fortunate, like he didn't, like nothing happened to him. It's great, you know, that that he didn't die, but at the same time, the way he was treated. It's all about the treatment. And I'm glad that people pulled up just because of the treatment.
But even in the video, if you watch the video, there was two ladies that actually pulled up as well. And in their interview, they said they pulled up because they saw the young man in distress, and they came to make sure that nothing would happen. They didn't know him from before, and so. But believe it or not, you know, the narrative in America is shifting. This kind of disregard and a lack of empathy for black lives is shifting. Even in light of like police brutality. You see that the narrative is shifting as of late. And as we think of like Dante Wright, we have Pat Robinson, right? This right kind of wing evangelical who is very pro, America, pro, police. Yeah, this guy now, after the Dante Wright shooting, is questioning like the kind of policing that we are seeing on a day-to-day basis, right? And so he slammed the whole idea that someone could make the mistake of pulling out a taser versus a gun. And he's showing the difference on his Bible show that the gun is actually much more heavier than the taser, and that the two shouldn't be, confused.
He ain't hold neither, right, though.
I'm about to say he look like he about to tip over.
Yeah, he's
like that
doing the
pinky.
best he
I
can.
don't think that pinky's supposed to be hanging out like that.
He's doing the best he can.
But yeah, and that says a lot, man. It says a lot that somebody who is pro police will go out there and just make this not bold, but what we all know. And honestly, remember last week I was trying to give her a little benefit of the doubt, but when I heard that she had 26 years of experience, oh man, that thing hit me like just like a ton of bricks, man. I just felt it deep down inside that this woman executed this man. I mean, you got 26 years of experience in law enforcement. You don't make that type of mistake. Nah. I don't care what you yelling out, taser. Nah, brother.
And I highly doubt that was like the worst experience she's ever faced, or like the most high intense experience. Like, come on.
It was. I think honestly, and I'm not in law enforcement, but I think even if it was a taser, that was a bad time to tase somebody as they're getting ready to try and pull off. Right. I just think that was reckless, and I think you have his license plate. You've already ran his tags. Like, yeah, he should not have ran away. But you can find him. There's a lack of value for Black lives,
and that's the point that that I think we're trying to like hone in on. Like the warrants that he had out were not like he was a violent criminal,
not
right?
At all.
And so you have to be able.
The warrant was because they mailed the notice to appear to the wrong address.
Well, yeah,
it was a Zoom link. It was sent to the wrong email, so he had a warrant out.
Mercy.
So the point is, the point is, you have to be able to use judgment. Like, you're about to arrest him for a failure for a bench warrant. You know what it is. It doesn't require all of that, and I think that's why, like, the narrative is kind of shifting, right? Because people are literally is finally hitting them that something just ain't right. In fact, I know you've got the actual words, but Chris Cuomo talked about this, right? Chris Cuomo talked about this, I think it was yesterday in the show, talking about, like, reform won't happen. You want to read the exact quote? Do you have?
Yeah. In his the clip, he says, you know what the answer is to this, right? And he says, reform won't happen until white people's kids start getting killed. Yep. That's when reform will happen.
Wow.
Yep.
And it's the truth. But the reality, the other truth is this: it ain't never gonna happen. Because there is a value of life for white children, white youth, white adults. We see this in the 60-year-old man who was driving off while a police officer was hanging on to the vehicle.
Yeah.
Come on. If that was a person and once again, I'm not advocating or wanting for police to begin
shooting
to shoot and to kill people. I'm saying all people should be treated equally with love, with the value of an appreciation for the life that is in front of you.
But this is a crazy thing also. On top of that,
never happen.
It's a mindset, because it's more than just white people. It's even our own people that wear the blue, that have that mindset. They will take care of the white kids and all the white people better than they will take care of their own people. I've noticed that, especially sometimes when I've gone to Walmart, when I walked out, and I've walked out, saying good night or whatever to the people that are greeting, there'll be a white person right behind me. They won't say anything to me, but they will definitely say good night to that white person that's right behind me.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's a literal mindset that is like it's something ingrained in
We're
our
still
mind.
Property to them. Like, they still look at us. And think about and listen. I'm not advocating for animal cruelty or dog fighting or anything, but we see that they gave justice to animals, the dogs.
More justice
than what happens when a black life is lost.
Yep.
And it just like Pastor Snell said, it will never happen. We see them take somebody who did a mass shooting and take them to like Burger King, stop by and get them a burger.
Yeah.
Come on. It's just a lack of value for life. And I think that is the singular issue. You have people who do not value the lives that they are supposed to be protecting. You're supposed to serve and protect.
What about the narrative that they're afraid, that they're afraid? I mean, there's this narrative that they fear for their lives.
Bro, that's not a job where that should be leading you. I'm not saying that you can't have moments of fear. Right, you're a human being, but you still have to be a professional.
If you're scary, that ain't a job for you.
It's not a job for you. It's not a job for you.
They had asked to ask. First of all,
if you don't got steady hands, you shouldn't be a surgeon.
I felt bad for the mayor of that town, Brooklyn Town Center, young guy, and I think that the situation might be beyond his ability to cope with it by himself. But I will say this: he said something that was kind of crazy. He said, out of all the police officers that patrol Brooklyn Town Center, only one live in that city.
It's a problem,
and that's a problem.
Hey, I have a theory about this.
The theory. He gone.
Theory. Yeah, he
gone. He gone.
Yo.
Come back.
I see Candace is afraid of what those are lies. Find another career. Absolutely.
That's what we're saying.
Absolutely agree. Juan once again says they allow the badge to brainwash them. They forget where they come from. He also says that lady knew exactly what she was doing. The sad part is that they are protecting her as if she is the president. You're right. You see the whole
the house is barricaded
and the barricaded.
The house is
like
barricaded.
She killed somebody.
Yeah.
Or is the victim's family protected? Come on, y'all. Pastor Snell says, with many of the cases that we lament, the officers were the aggressors. There was no fear. Right. Like they say the most fearful part of policing is when you approach the vehicle. Bruh, every time I see a police car, I'm afraid. What are you talking about? You're afraid? You're approaching my vehicle. You got a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Bro.
So before I got dropped out, I have this theory. It's just a working theory that I have in my head. If you notice, a lot of these officers that are becoming officers within the last maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 years, they're all people that were in the military. They were coming from Afghanistan and Iraq. All those people look like what? They look like us. So a lot of these dudes that are coming into being police officers, they got PTSD. They're dealing with that severely on a high level. Never treated, never taken care of by the government. All the veteran affairs stuff is not being handled correctly. So when they come into a police station and become an officer, what are they facing? The same people that they were fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. So that's all they see. It's the mindset that they're just looking and seeing, and they're reacting to whatever's happening. It's just a theory that I have in my head.
I think that is a part of it, but I also think, especially growing up in the South, man, some people just hate us, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is that, and one of the things, and I hate to go into what we're going to talk about next week, but that's in essence where police and law enforcement really took off. It was really this slave patrols and policing slaves, and that culture has never gone away.
It's entrenched there. It's deep. It's deep in the recesses of that.
They out there trying to round up darkies.
Right. Again, we're making this announcement one more time. Please, in preparation of next week's show, y'all get with this the Klan versus the people versus
the Klan.
Yeah.
We're gonna dive into that next week. Once again, you can see that on CNN, the people versus the Klan. What does the PTSD on show up when policing us? Why does it show up when policing us?
That's what he was saying.
He's saying because of people of color,
our complexion reminds them it's like they're having flashbacks from being in Afghanistan. Yeah, and that's a plausible theory. I mean,
but sister girl wasn't in no service, was she?
No,
I don't know.
It's
maybe
just sad, man. It's just. No. This is disheartening.
I think honestly though, you can't have a police station where only one person lives in the community where they as a pastor, bro, I can't be more than 50 miles outside of my church district. I've known pastors who've been fired. Listen to me. Because they lived too far out of their district. So what I'm saying is, and this is pastoring, because the thing is, you have to be able to know your sheep. The sheep need to know their shepherd's voice, right? So I'm using religious lingo. But the thing is, with police officers, it's like you can't. The sight of seeing a black person should bring fear into you. Right, but if you live with them, if you eat with them, if you go to school with them, if your kids play with their kids, then you know what? Oh, Johnny just has an issue with a chemical imbalance. He's probably not on his meds. Let's calm him down, right? You know what I'm saying? Or so and so is a drunk, or so and so gets high, But at the end of the day, let's deal with the substance abuse, but let's not use lethal, means to take care of this guy. Like, he has value, and
he's just having a bad day, George. He's just having a bad day.
Who, the police?
The guy who went on the shooting spree. They're just having a bad day. That's what they said in the shooting in Georgia. When
he had a rough day.
The Asian hate that was going on. J-Pass dropping some gems in here, man. She says all non-white people were policed in U.S. history at some point in time. That is true. Whether it was the Asian population, whether it is people black, or whether it was
the Native Americans.
Oh my God,
bro, we get police going to the when you're in the store and people are following you around, like literally they're trying to investigate whether or not you're going to steal. So that's policing.
That Native American thing hit me, bro. They just wiped out all whole people.
They did.
All
right.
Yeah.
So how
Maxine?
How you feeling?
Huh? Let's slide on this Maxine.
We're gonna do Maxine. We're gonna do the watch first. I mean, we're gonna do
Maxine. You're right. Verdict watch.
Yeah, I was trying to segue. I had a smooth segue.
I'm not subtle. I ain't subtle. Go ahead. Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
Nah, it's too late, man. Because I just said I was trying to segue.
Go ahead.
People are trying to wait for it, and if it's not a smooth segue, they'll be like, George, you don't know how to segue, so I'm a back off. I was really just gonna ask how y'all feel about this verdict that's about to be handed down. Do you think that there's going to be some broken-hearted people? On either side.
Prepare yourself, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what we've all been disappointed within the last 5, 6, 7 years. We've all been disappointed heavily.
I'm planning on being disappointed, and if there's a verdict, guilty, then I'll be happy. But until then, listen, I've been disappointed too much to change. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to get all hopeful.
Can we objectively say that these guys, Jerry Blackwell and the other prosecutors did they did an amazing job, bro?
I heard somebody say prosecutors usually prosecute very well when they want to.
When they want to.
They'll ask any brother who stood before a prosecutor.
Oh, we got be Nate is stuck at that. Man, I can ban you from this channel.
Yeah. Nate gotta go, man. Nate
coming for everybody tonight.
It's all good, man. The village is gonna pull up on you, Nate.
Hey, we know Jacksonville. We know where you stay.
so yeah, man. I'm just doubtful. But we're gonna see, man. I do think the prosecutors they really did an excellent job. They laid it out plain. This is something that happened in plain sight.
The closing line to me was I mean, you would have thought you would have seen this in a movie. He said George Floyd didn't die because his heart was too large. He died because Derek Chauvin's heart was too small.
Ooh.
That was the last words.
Oh, woo.
That's the last words the jury heard.
Oh, woo.
George Floyd didn't die because his heart was too large. Remember, they kept talking about his heart was enlarged, and it might have caused him to. No, he didn't die because his heart was too large. He died because Derek Chauvin's heart was too small. My God.
That's a Snell quote right there. That's
it is.
That's something to make it go.
Yeah, I wonder if Snell was a
ghostwriter.
He probably has Jerry Blackwell's number on file. Hey, Snell, tell us the truth.
Go ahead, bro. Let the cat out the basket, man. Was it you, man? Did you ghostwrite that? Yo, J-Pat says they are turning to schools. They are virtual in wake of the verdict. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea to just keep the kids at home. If you got some vacation time, just chill. Not this time. If he doesn't get 15 to life, it is as bad as not guilty.
That's real. That's real.
So let's talk about this.
Well,
So what is acceptable? Like, listen,
for me, a hung jury means that it's bad. Because how can you not see the evidence as it is?
Yeah.
If he's not found guilty of the on any of the higher charges, to me, I don't see how there's justice there. I think that the evidence spoke for himself. I think that I don't know that I know there's no premeditation there, because he didn't wake up in the morning and say I was going to kill homeboy. But I think there's gross negligence, and I would have been happier if you would have just taken, responsibility from the onset and pled out. But this is the American justice system. If you take it to court, whatever if you're guilty, you're guilty, and you have to suffer the consequences of that sentence. And so I mean that's where I'm at, man.
So I have the different charges and the sentencing for those. So 40 years for second degree unintentional murder. Up to this is up to 25 years for third degree murder.
Is it still unintentional?
That one's just third degree murder. And then 10, because I think third degree is kind of unintentional. And then 10 years for second degree manslaughter. So we ain't trying to hear no manslaughter, right? I really ain't trying to hear no third degree,
What was he charged with?
These are all things that he charges he is facing. So now they're going to determine which of these will stick. And so I want that second degree. I want that second degree. I realize with each one they have a larger burden of proof to bear, but I don't know, man. This ain't no third degree murder.
I think anything under 25 is a failure. Anything under 25.
I want that second, bro. If anything under second is a shame, it's a crime. But you know what? He might just walk.
And that's the next thing, because
all it takes is one.
And it's what I'm saying. A hung jury would be a travesty. Now you saw already that I think
keep doing it. Then
I think the defense knows that the case was difficult because they got his attorney, Mr. Nelson, is trying to set up a possible case for a mistrial or even appeal. Well, the mistrial was shut down, but definitely an appeal. And so, for me, I think that the prosecution did a good job, but I also thought the prosecution did a good job in a Trayvon Martin case. Like we were actually down there at the epicenter. We were there in Sanford, and we for sure thought it was an open and shut case. They told him to get back in the car. No one's well, at least I did.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
I mean, it was a struggle. I think that's a little different from this one because there was a struggle and there wasn't video
evidence.
Yeah, but it was also, it was. Well, I don't want to relitigate that, but it was also an officer telling him to stay in his car, not to pursue. So, but at the end of the day, again, aside from this one, there have been other trials where we thought it was open and shut.
Definitely.
And it wasn't, right?
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying.
I thought OJ was open and shut.
You go to
OJ did it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's good to be cautiously optimistic. But you're right, bro. It's crazy. Yeah.
What's up, Donald? Yeah, man. If he walks, I recommend everyone just stay inside because it will get a lot uglier in this world that we live in.
I think that
Snell brought out that there was definitely video of Rodney King.
Yeah. Snell, I wasn't. Snell, I was still a little boy when that happened. I know you're old man. Back when that happened, I was like 10 years old. I think 9. But you're right. Yeah, but he's right. I mean, Juwan is right, and I want to say this: don't get it twisted. On either side of the spectrum, people's lives are going to be in danger.
Yeah.
If you think that there's not a segment of people who's going to be upset that a white police officer is found guilty, right? And they're not going to want to take it out on everyday average. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but everyday average people.
I hate these grays.
We're mistaken. So definitely we want to make sure
they're everywhere. Safe, these grays are everywhere, man. Golly. Yo, man, I'm sorry. They just everyone. I'm like, is this food? Is this food in my mouth?
Bro.
No, it's grays. 40. Knocking on 40. Y'all keep living. Y'all keep living. Yo, so man, listen, man. I agree. If he walks, if he wins, it does. I mean, if he goes, he walks, it's just gonna be difficult, man. But I would say this: I'm gonna be tough. I'll be tucked in the crib into the church. That's it. To the crib, to the church, to the crib, to the church, crib to the church.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna take it easy. Nate got jokes, man. We gotta get you on the show, Nate, man. You comedy, brother. Ain't nothing wrong with some salt and pepper. I'll try to own it, man. But man, I'm sitting here like, man, I had a little Indian earlier, Indian
food
right
now.
And I had a little mango lassi. And
I don't know how people pepper so easily though. I mean, I think I have maybe one gray hair.
It's genetics. It's
probably
genetics.
so, yeah.
It's genetics.
I got it in my head.
Take your hat off. Hey, worship. Take your hat off. Come on, God. Y'all want to see Jill take his hat off, man?
This is what Nate's saying about your beard. Just for man.
Nate, hey Nate, don't lock your knees when you at the communion table, Nate. Do not lock your knees.
Wrong for that.
Oh my God, I'm feeling faint.
You wrong.
I
need to ask Doggy for the lost files, man. The lost tapes, man. The lost tapes.
Oh,
so let's transition. Let's slide.
All right, so let's slide on to Aunty Maxine. So Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters. We definitely love this woman. She's a mover and a shaker. She's done so much in terms of for our village and for our community. Miss, let me reclaim my time.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she's out. She said something, I think, to Derry yesterday, talking about if a verdict comes back anything less, just as we're speaking about it now, she expressed her feelings. If a verdict comes back with anything less than a guilty verdict.
Can I read the quote?
Go ahead, please.
I hope we get a verdict that says guilty, guilty, guilty. She said in response to reporters' questions. And if we don't, we cannot go away. We've got to stay on the street. We got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational.
It's that last line.
Yeah, that's it. What y'all feel about that?
I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't have
you fine with it? You fine with it?
I think that's night and day with January 6th. She's not talking about going out to fight. You can be confrontational. I mean, heck, like Martin Luther King was confrontational. You know what I'm saying? Confrontational does not mean fighting. It means to confront your oppressor. Like, yo. Okay. So, I mean, I think context matters, but I know that some people are very uncomfortable with those words. I get it, especially within the larger context of what just happened in January 6th.
Auntie making threats. J. Pat says, Auntie over there making threats. She bad. What you feel, man?
Yo, I think that what she's saying is going to give fuel to the media, to the right wing media, and that's already it's just going to be just spreading and going to be taken out of context. But I have no problem with what she said, because I think, like what we were talking about earlier, especially the people in South Carolina, that was confrontational. They didn't do anything wrong, but they were confrontational. But
time to knuck up.
my brother Donald says it's time to knuckle up.
Knuck if you buck, baby.
They ain't knucking. They busting. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna take the other side of this thing, man. I do think it was very calculated. I think it was worded just beautifully. Very politician like. You know what I'm saying? But. I'm going to keep it confrontational tonight, Nate. Yeah, I mean, in essence, man, she did almost what Trump did. Yeah. I'll say it. No, I would just say her following is a lot more rational, and her voice isn't as loud.
So how's it the same? You just checked off two differences. It can't be the same.
The verbiage is pretty much the same. She's calling her following to be confrontational. And it's up for the following to determine what she means by that. All Trump said was, "Hey, come to the White House, y'all."
Trump said they stole the election.
But we knew. But that's what she's saying. If we don't get the verdict that we want, let's confront. But this is the thing, y'all. I do think it's by I ain't mad at her words. I think she did it on purpose. I don't think this lady who is very seasoned just says things just to say them. All right. We allow Trump to do this and get away with it. I think she's toting that line here. I think she's toting the line. And she said just enough to make the media. Upset. But just enough, not to not really take blame for what's going to happen. And we already know what's going to happen if this joint goes south.
Right.
We know that.
Yeah. Let's not. I mean, we got to pray. We got to pray for the nation. Honestly, I'm being very, very, very serious, and I'm not praying for someone to be
ready and shy. Oh no, yeah. Shy is ready. Shy, stay ready. Respect. Shy, stay ready.
Yeah, but it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be hard out here.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Lead us into this last one, man.
For me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is your slide. This is. Go ahead and talk about it.
All right, man. Black Lives Matter. One of the founders, Patrice. I may be mispronouncing her name. Coolors. Yeah, she's made media recently with her recent purchases. In 2020, they were able to fundraise, collect $90 million in 2020 alone. 21 million was split to subsidiaries of Black Lives Matters. And in recent days come to surface that she has a $3.2 million real estate empire. And of course, she denies that these contributions went to purchase these homes. How do y'all feel about this, man? What y'all feel about this? 90 million.
That's a lot of money. But can I say this? It's funny because I say funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting because I remember at the height of the BLM movement, in terms of like the organization, a lot of right-wing media they were reporting that people were making donations to the BLM movement, but no one knew where the money was going, right? And at that time, of course, we didn't care and rightfully so, they were trying to distract from the movement, right? Mm-hmm. By showing forth the holes in the structure or in the organization, and but it's funny because there were early reports on this, and now in real time we see kind of like the outcome. I'm not really schooled on the ins and out of this story, but I think that whenever people are donating to a cause, there needs to be transparency, at least for the donors. I don't care about the media. I don't care about outside other organizations. But if I've given you a dime towards your $90 million, like I need to see how you use my money, right? And so I think it's only right that she make those things available. I mean, if there's no impropriety, make it available. But if she's out here using donated money to buy houses and properties, that's crazy.
But it also depends on if it's her own money or if it's the corporation's money. If it's
that too,
like you said, there needs to be some transparency. There needs to be some auditing going on just to figure out what's actually happening.
Krista made a great point. She says, "Isn't she also serving on boards and doing public speaking?" And I know I believe she wrote a book. There are leaders of nonprofits that do well. Yeah, absolutely, mm-hmm. Absolutely. I just think the optics, but you gotta live your life. But transparency is important, y'all. I think
did you say something? Did you read the part also that out of that 90 million that she only donated 21 to this?
Yeah, I don't want to say. I won't say only in a negative way because I don't know all the details.
It's a lot of money.
But yeah, she raised 90. They raised 90 million in 2020, and in 2020 they gave 21 million was split to some subsidiaries of Black Lives Matter. So there's 70 million out there. And I wonder, I don't know. It's people. You can't just give your money and then like you have to do your research too.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think though, I think that the driving thought that we want to get, want to leave though out there with tonight though is that even though the structure itself may not be airtight, the movement is right. The movement is definitely necessary, and we've got to keep pushing
say that
pushing that movement forward. We have to keep that energy going because our organizations sometimes are just the makeup of its people. There really are perfect organizations, but the movement that is intended, that is precious. And in this case, we're just trying to bring to the awareness of the world, not even America, but of the world, that Black people want to be treated with equitably and equally.
And we said that all along, man. Like even throughout this pandemic, when things really were just at the height of all this racial tension with Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, and the list continues. Throughout it all, we were just pretty much saying that. I feel the same way about.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that. AD. We'll talk about that in a second.
So yeah, it's okay to be a part of the hashtag and the movement, and not in your morals or beliefs they don't fully align with the organization. And so I can support Black Lives Matters, but everything that they do doesn't align with me. I'm okay with that, so I'm not here to bash the movement, right? I'm not even here to bash the people who started the movement, because the truth of the matter is if we were about our business, like there wouldn't even have to be this organization, right? We should be out here doing more. And truth be told, I said it before, man, just those 4, 5, 6 months when this thing was so hyped, man, it was so heavy, man. I literally just had to unplug. I had to take a break. And that was just 6 months of this thing, man. So for people who have been carrying this thing for years, man, I mean, pushing this thing, like, there's no room for us really to critique. Like, if you're not carrying this banner, like, if you're not running with this thing year round, then you really don't have no room to really speak, man.
Yeah, and I think it's also like it's the movement versus the I guess the incorporation of it all. I think everybody is 100% behind the movement, and I think it gets caught up.
When you say everybody,
I think most people they don't mind saying Black Lives Matter.
When you say most people, you're talking about us.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Us.
Not because most people though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying. Okay.
A majority. You're on the right track, Fab. Go ahead. Don't let this guy.
I think a majority don't. Yeah, Croc's trying to.
I'm in my Nate Loud.
I think a majority don't mind supporting the movement and being out there with their signs and everything. It's just it gets real murky when you start becoming a corporation and the mission starts losing its flavor. Because it gets a little watered down because you got to go through do this, that you got to do this, you got to go through that, you got to get this sign, this kind of form, and all that kind of stuff. So you got to separate the movement from the corporation.
And there's other civil initiatives too,
right?
That.
I was gonna say, and also the makeup of the actual organization is probably made up of different interest groups.
Yeah.
So if you have all these different interest groups, the initial mission gets watered down because you have to incorporate.
Yep.
Everyone is different.
Please everybody.
Everyone's individual mission. Yeah. But again, I'm just saying that the original mission of making, of bringing to awareness that Black Lives Matter, because if you're gonna keep it 100. I gotta say it that way. If we're gonna keep it 100 here in America, we have not shown, America has not shown that it cares for Black and brown, that their lives do matter. And as of recent, with all of these police shootings, we kind of seen a reiteration of that. And we've got to make sure that we keep the same energy. We don't let these news stories about potential financial impropriety keep us from pushing forward. But yeah,
I
but
don't know if you
it's
see Byron's comment. He said, "Have you read their charter and what they stand for?" And that's what we're saying. Like, I ain't really trying to get into all of it. I don't agree with everything that they align, what they say, most of it, right? But I do agree that Black Lives Matter, right? And I do agree that we need to have a mass of people. We need the village to make this a reality, to really push this across. And the truth of the matter is the same people who have so much to say usually do so little, right? So instead of me, just rolling this organization under the bus, right? I'm going to push the movement, which is Black Lives Matter. I don't agree with everything that the organization stands for, but I do agree that Black Lives Matter, and I'm running with it. I'm pushing it.
KP says, "Man, KP instead of shooting shots from the background, come in, man, come in."
He got a valid excuse. He got a valid excuse.
But he's making a major statement. He says BLM is not a movement, is what he's saying. That is the lie that we have bought into. BLM is a slogan. It is a chant. When people try to expose the organization for what it was, they were crucified. All right. I mean,
movement, chant.
What is a movement?
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like
he's
civil
being,
rights movement.
Like, KP's not here to defend himself, so we're gonna
we'll move to the next comment.
Yeah, I think we're saying a similar thing, KP, and I agree with what you're saying. I think the hiccup is movement versus chant. At the end of the day, without getting into all of it, yes, we don't agree with everything that the organization stands by. But whether it's Black Lives Matter or stop killing Black people, we need to be out here in these streets. All right. We need to be out here in these streets, and we need to be out here voting. We need to be out here making a difference. All right. We can get caught up in the name and all that other stuff, but what have we done as individuals? All right. Did you bust people to vote? If you're in Georgia, maybe you shouldn't feed them in line anymore, right? But what did you do? What did you do? What did we do?
I want to know who's going to be the first person to go to jail for bringing water to an elderly person in line, and I hope the cameras are there, because that's ridiculous to me. But you know what? I digress. We're not here now, but it's crazy. Yeah, man. So, I mean, if we were to sum up today's show, it would just be called The Village, and we've got to show up. We've got to be there for each other, and we've got to be a present mainstay in the lives of our community people. And I'm so happy that I think accountability. The village is not only there to protect its people and to fight for its people, but I would like to also add, if I may, that the village should also be there to keep its people accountable as well, right? And so that's another part of the equation that perhaps we'll have to talk about at another time. Byron, Croc Kicks, Fab, any closing words?
KP says, joke's on us. There's always an agenda. BLM today, Asians tomorrow. It will always be something. Stop taking the easy way out by making a donation and hit the streets and touch a life yourself.
Agreed.
Amen. Nathaniel says, show those Hawaii village people shoes. I love them, y'all.
Yo, you tripping, Nate. These are
with some white, it's some butter. These are butter. Gio, man, you got some kicks for us today, man. You gonna show?
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen these already, but these shoes,
I like those, man. I dig
these.
Those.
These are my Air Max Evos.
Vapor. How you feeling them?
I've only worn about 3 times, and I've actually spoken to you every time I've worn those, because it's a little different. The Vapor Max.
It takes a little time to break in.
But I love the fact that these shoes give you that additional clearance. Like literally, I'm 5'10", but with these I'm 6 feet. You feel me? So those are dope. And basically, these shoes here are the makeup of all of their Air Maxes. So you've got the 1s and 95s. I mean, you got all of them here in here at some point. So They're dope. I like them. I don't know what y'all feel about it.
I like them.
They dope. They fly.
I rock those.
I'll kick those, man. I like. I'm a Vapor Max guy. I mean,
we know. You got me onto these things.
And,
you have about what 4 or 5 pairs?
I got a couple. I ain't really trying to put my numbers out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to put my numbers out there.
Hey man, with these shoes, you like 6 feet too, cuz.
But hey, unlike you, I'm secure in my height, cuz. I ain't walking on my tippy toe, bro. I'm good. I'm 5'5", 5'6" on a hot day.
I just said that these shoes are good for me because they make me 6 feet tall. We straight.
You in the same boat, bro. You insecure, man.
I love my height.
Y'all, and on that note, as the show begins to go south, man, we thank y'all for kicking it with us. The show is not the show without the people. Please, if you haven't already, like, share. It goes a very long way. To our special guest host, man, it's your first time, man. How was it kicking it with us, man?
The first time. I enjoyed it, man. This is I can do it again. I got to get my shoe game up, because everybody got shoes behind them.
People don't know this. But you was on the ground floor of the show. You was initially on the ground floor. No, real talk. And so you're more than just an honorary guest.
I appreciate it, man.
You're one of us, man. And what I do here should have been what you do, because I'm a man playing a producer, but you're a producer. You know what I'm saying? At heart.
Hey, I'm trying to get kicking it on a national level. So we're gonna be talking offline.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Listen, man, if I gotta wear a suit and tie, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we coming like how we are, man. We're coming.
Oh yeah, we kicking it.
We kicking it.
That's what's up, man. Once again, thanks to everybody, man. Big shout out to KP, man. He got a birthday right around the corner, man. So y'all make sure.
The big 4-0.
Nah,
what's
he ain't
up?
that old.
The big 4-0.
He ain't that old. He ain't that
big
old.
5-0. What's up?
But y'all make sure y'all show KP some love, some birthday love. KP, man, drop the cash app, man, and
drop the cash app. Yeah, we're gonna put it up.
Hey, man. You shoot your shot, bro. Shoot your shot.
White Plains is in the house. White Plains. White Plains is in the house. What's up, KP?
Oh, you know what?
You take those donations.
You know what? Don't donate. Don't take an easy way out. Don't take an easy way out. Give him a card, y'all. Write him a little thank you note and how much he has impacted your life.
Hit the
streets. Don't go the easy way. Don't give him a donation. Hit the streets.
KP, man, where's that cash app? All right, no cash app. We're gonna go to the finish, man.
Yeah, we out, man.
Ow!